Hello, good evening, and welcome to an off-track World Final special. Tonight, I'm going to be chatting to defending world champion Tom Harris, and tomorrow evening, a mystery guest will be chatting with Tom, taking a light-hearted look at some of the drivers on the grid for the big race. Firstly, good evening, Tom. How are you? You're in a very nice part of the world. Where are you?
Yeah, I haven't got a clue, actually. We're on the way home from Skegness. Found a nice house to pull up outside, so here we are.
It's very lovely. So why have you been in Skegness? I'm guessing Formula 2 World Final at the weekend.
Yeah, we went up for the F2 World Finals to have a look and ended up spending the day in Skeg today. Took Heidi down the beach and the arcades and stuff and got kidnapped by Rob Speak, played crazy golf. Yeah, I've had a fantastic day.
So who won at Crazy Golf? Is Rob Speak good at Crazy Golf?
Me, obviously I won at crazy golf.
Okay.
Don't I hope you don't see this.
He won't, it'll be fine. So you were a regular visitor at Skegness. You were there the weekend before racing a banger. Was that to hone some certain skills in preparation for the World Final this coming Saturday?
Yeah, you could say that. No, obviously I got the car right at Bradford last Saturday. So I wasn't going to go to Sheffield, just in case I wrecked it, which I'm obviously quite good at. And
Yeah.
Tom Waller, he messaged me during the week and said, hey, do you want to come and race this banger? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. And then he sent me some pictures and a video of it, and it was like an all singing, all dancing Mark II Granada with a fancy engine and new tyres and springs. And I was like, well, yeah, let's go and have a go. And to be fair, I had a fantastic day. I really enjoyed it. No pressure, just go and have fun, and that's what we did.
Just talking about racing other formulas, there's a strong rumour that you might be in a saloon on Friday night at Bradford. Is that true?
I've been asked, and obviously being so close to the World Final, I will do it, but I want to be in one, a good car, and two, a car I'm comfortable in. So fingers crossed we can get that sorted.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be quite a few people who watch this that might be interested in seeing you in a saloon. Have you raced them before? Have you done saloons before?
Yeah, I raced one of Chevels in Scotland a few years ago, and then I raced Roberts at Skeg the other Thursday night. Basically, we'd been there testing before the semi-final, and he'd done his back in that day at Skeg, so he's like, "Oh, get in it and race if you want." And so I was like, "Oh no, send me tomorrow. It's a bit risky." And then I got bored, so literally they were going out onto the track before Heat 1, and I just literally went and got jumped in it and got scrutinised by the pit gate, and off we went. That was it.
Brilliant. Good. Well, good luck if you do race on Friday in the saloon. If we turn our attention though to this coming Saturday, I guess the overwhelming noise is that if someone doesn't stop Tom Harris, you're basically going to drive away and win the race unchallenged. Do you think that's a fair assessment of how it's going to go?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've been fast on Shale and I was fast at Bradford last Saturday. The problem is at Bradford, it's so hard to pass. And starting from the front of the World Final, if I make it around the first couple of corners, you're going to be in traffic like very quickly. I think that's going to be a huge factor in this World Final is getting through the traffic unscathed. And it's a fast track, I just hope we've got good weather, and like I say, I do think that the traffic factor is going to come into it quite a bit in this race.
Yeah. Okay. The inside sort of pole position is usually considered the favoured starting point in a race like this. But watching the V8 Gold roof race a couple of weeks ago at Bradford, the outside front, Steve Thompson, seemed to get loads more grip at the start and sort of seemingly drove away from Kev Stutchbury going into that first bend. Do you think again that's a bit of an issue for you?
I don't know, really. To be fair, with racing America and like my driving style now, then I would have picked the outside, but then defending world champion, putting it on pole position to defend his title, you can't do any better than that. So that is the main reason I picked pole is basically, defending world champion has put it on pole to defend his title. You can't do any better than that. So, and at least I'll lead the race for one lap, if not two, if we do two rolling ones.
Yeah. Okay, absolutely. So you've mentioned sort of Bradford this year, and I guess the first meeting, drivers have seemingly understood the track a little bit more. So the first meeting, loads of big pile-ups, and then since then it's kind of seemed to have settled down where drivers have got more familiar with it. But are you expecting that big first bend push and the resulting incident that may cause?
I don't know, really. It's, Bobby Griffin, he's an aggressive driver, and like you say, everyone's kind of priming him up to, if he doesn't get around the first corner, he's going to be gone. I don't know really. It could be won or lost on the first corner. Frankie gave me a good one in 2019 at Kings Lynn, and he gave me one. I bounced off the wall, and he ended up passing on across the track, and it was lucky to get away with no damage really. So it can be, but then again, some races like Kings Lynn a couple of years before that, when Rob won, 2 restarts, 2 red flags. Big pile up in the first corner, and then a couple of World Finals after, there's been no pile up on the first corner. It's been mid-pack. So I don't know really. It depends on the driver of the night, how the track conditions are. But yeah, the fence is a long way off at Bradford, so I think it will be a good one if you do get someone to the fence.
Yeah. Okay. No, it is a fair point. Because the bends are really quite deep, aren't they? I've always been surprised at how big they are when I was down on the track.
And I think they look deeper than what they are because it's so tight on entry and exit of the corners, and then the bends are really quite wide. So it's like I say, it's a wide track, so you've got plenty of runoff. Then again, depends how wet the track is and on the condition of the track for that race. If there's plenty of dirt up there, you'll be in the grip, so to speak, and manage to drive away. And if it's a bit wetter, then you'll be stuck out there, and I'm sure cars come up the inside.
Yeah. So Bradford's got that really interesting sort of problem of having a rugby pitch on the middle. So as soon as you touch the infield, you come into a stop. Does that concern you as well? The fact that actually the straights are quite narrow and getting squeezed onto the middle.
It's a stock car race, and anything can happen. Like I say, my main concern is backmarker traffic because it is difficult to pass. It is very narrow. Especially on the exit to the corners, cars can bounce out the fence and take you into the middle or spin you out. It's like a funnel, isn't it? You go from a dead wide corner, which is quite high speed, into 2-lane traffic, so to be. It's I think that'll be a big part of the race.
Okay, lovely. And when we've spoken before, and you've sort of mentioned it a little bit tonight about your ability to read a track surface, when I've said to you, why are you so fast? And you're like, well, I can read the track and I know where to go to find the grip. Every Bradford meeting this year, the surface has been different. Are you expecting something different again this coming Saturday? Yeah,
I am actually. It's been different, and no two tracks are the same. Between race after race after race, it's and that's what makes shale and dirt racing so interesting because, what line worked in the heat may not work in the final, and it could go away for the Grand National. It's one of those. So it's going to be the ability to read the track and, like I say, how wet they make it to start, and if it's quite treacherous at the start, it's going to be when you can actually really get going and start throwing it about. And it's like I say, the track condition and the time of the race and how wet they make it is going to be a massive factor into the first few laps and probably the outcome of the race.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. We are going to talk drivers tomorrow night with our special guest. But is there anyone in particular you consider to be your main threat going into the World Final?
Yeah, Catherine. We was watching a video actually when I raced Will Hunter's car at Kings in the semi-final meeting. Was watching the video back, and I got tangled up with Matt Newson. I wondered who had done me on the restart. It was Catherine.
Brilliant.
Put me on Matt Newson's bonnet. So no, everyone's out there to do a job, aren't they? I wouldn't say there's one person out there that I would say is going to be the main contender. Obviously you've got Craig Finn, Bobby, Lee, then the foreigners. They could give a big push on the first corner and get rid of us all. Danny Wayman's up there. There's a few good names, good drivers. Green is there. Can never count him out. Then also, obviously, you got Frank and John Lund, haven't you? Further down the grid at the back. It only takes a few yellow flags, and I'm sure they'll be getting close to the front. So I don't think there's one you can pick, but obviously, there's everyone's out there to do the job, and let's just hope it's a good race.
Yeah, absolutely. Bradford is almost built for these kind of events. It's a huge stadium, and I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere. You always seem to generate a big response from a crowd on a World Final night. Have you anything special planned for the parade lap?
Not as yet. No, I'm not organised, as you guys can tell from today. No, I don't really know what Steve's got planned for the drivers going out, whether I go out first or last or how they'll play it. But I'm sure I'll do something to create some boos and hopefully a few cheers as well while we're out there.
Yeah. Does the booing kind of help you in some respects?
Yeah, I've had a lot of boos and a lot of abuse over the years, and kind of does kind of like edge me on a little bit to kind of show them, you know, do my talking on the track rather than shouting abuse at people, or, you know, I get sent some of the comments of things people say about me on the internet, and it does make you laugh. It really does. It makes you smile. So yeah, it kind of inspires me to better myself and do the talking on the track.
Yeah, good. We've mentioning fans, obviously really important in stock car racing, and there's been a real difference since fans have been allowed back into the pits. You know, it's a huge part of the sport. You know, at World Final, we're going to have a fan zone. There's going to be a meet and greet with drivers, merchandise sales. I guess you are looking forward to that.
Yeah, very much so. And I was only having this conversation on Saturday actually with a couple of other drivers that, you know, from 2020, you kind of didn't realise until that point when you couldn't have the fans there of how important it is to have the fans in the pits, and, you know, the kids coming around for autographs and photos and, you know, all that, and people come up for a chat, and like you say, get to meet the guy that's behind the steering wheel. It is really good. And, you know, over this weekend again, people that come to wish you luck and, you know, congratulate you after you've had a good run, that's what makes the sport. And, you know, we need to carry that on and like grab hold of that, if you know what I mean. And because, like I say, that is what makes stock car racing, the fact that the fans can come into the pits and talk to drivers, and you know, you've got the younger generation coming through which are in the pits, and they are the future of the sport, so you've got to look after those as well.
Yeah. At the fan zone, is there anybody you're going to be getting an autograph off?
Yeah, Frankie. I'm
Okay.
going to get one off Frankie, one off Lee, and one off Bobby as well.
Okay.
Maybe Danny Wayman as well.
Okay. What, so he doesn't feel left out?
Yeah, oh no. I reckon the top, you know, Paul Hines as well. I could get an autograph of Paul Hines.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Are you trying to like appease people now? Is that what you're trying to do?
Sorry, that was really noisy. I couldn't hear that. What did you say? Sorry.
What was that? Was that like a Typhoon jet fighter or something?
It was two tractors, one going one way, one the other. They like passed right in front of me.
That's quite exciting. Good. I don't know. I can't remember what I said now, so we'll move on because I was distracted by the two tractors, which is brilliant. So we've previously talked about your shell car and having a new shell car for ideally for the World Final. I guess that's not happening, and we're just kind of doing a bit of work on the one we've been racing all year.
Yeah, that's right. Quite frustrating really, because we've spent so much time on this new shell car, and I've been building it for probably 3 years now. And I really thought I was going to get it out for Kings Lynn, and just been so busy at work and one thing or another. And that was the whole idea of me taking it to Kings Lynn, because I didn't want to take a unused car into the World Final.
Yeah.
So then Cecil came on board last week and had a good idea. Let's take the engine out of the new car and put in the old car. Yeah.
Do you know what it was?
I haven't got a clue.
Where are you? It's an incredible. It's like dead quiet for hours.
I'm literally in the middle of nowhere, and I've got tractors going one way and motorbikes going the other. But anyway,
yes.
What was I saying now?
Cecil took an engine out. Yes.
Yeah. So Cecil came up with the idea of to take the engine out of the new car and put into the old car, because it had to come out anyway. So that's what we did before the last Bradford. Cecil come down for a day and gave me a hand to swap the engines over. And yeah, it was, we got the gearing right, you know, out the box at Bradford, and the car was really, really good all night. So fingers crossed the track's not too far away, and, you know, my head's in the game, and pick the right line and make the right decisions and see how we go.
Lovely. And my last question, obviously you're going there on Saturday to win the Gold Reef, but if you can't win it, is there anybody you would like to see win it other than Catherine?
Yeah, obviously I'll be going there to do my best and to try and bring that trophy home. But if I don't, we're not going to be upset. You know, we've had a fantastic run as world champion, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. I'd like to see Craig Finn win again.
Okay.
I think Craig, you know, he's a good friend of mine. He's got the pace. He was fast last Bradford.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Craig Finn could be the man that gets it done.
Brilliant. Tom, thank you very much for taking time out this evening and sharing your thoughts with us. Good luck for Saturday. So that's it for tonight. If you tune in tomorrow, we're going to have Tom and a mystery driver who will be reviewing the chances of some of the other contenders on the grid come World Final night. Thank you. Cheers, Tom.
Thank you very much. Thank you.